Hey guys, it's ToProForuGames or Adam, and welcome back to another Fortnite video. Today we are not doing a top 5 or a top 10. Today we are going to be comparing all of the maps we've had here in Fortnite. So mainly the original version to the version that we have right now. So this is a video that I've been wanting to make for a very long time, but with the previous version of the map, I felt like there hasn't really been enough changes made to the map to actually make a video on it until now, because now with the season 4 map update, or the third version of the map we've received, you know, there are some serious changes that have been made to the map. When you compare it to the original version, a lot has changed. So in this video, I'll look at every single version of the map. Of course, the original version, then the Tilted Towers update version, and then of course the version we have right now. And also, I want to discuss what I think is the best version of the map we've had here in Fortnite. Now, what I want you guys to do right now in the comment section below is let me know what you guys think is the best version of the Fortnite map. Again, it's the original version, the Tilted Towers version, and then the Season 4 update version. Let me guys know right now in the comments below. Also, if you haven't already, drop a like on today's video, subscribe for more Fortnite content, and besides that, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So we're gonna start things off by taking a quick look at the very first version of the Fortnite Battle Royale map. And if you were someone who played within those first couple of weeks, this right here is the map that you're playing on. And the first thing that really jumps out at you is places like Tomato Town, Dusty Depot, and Salty Springs actually did not have names on the map. All you had was Pleasant Park, Loot Lake, Anarchy Acres, Wailing Woods, Lonely Lodge, Retail Row, Moisty Mire, Fatal Fields, Flush Factory, and Greasy Grove. So a total of 10 point of interests on the map. All of these are currently still in the game. A lot of modifications though, but these places are all still on the map today. And back then with this map right here, the beginning of the match was kind of hectic because, you know, people, went to all of these spots because there really wasn't much choice. There weren't many options, and the middle of the game definitely wasn't as slow as it is now. The gameplay had a nice flow from start to finish, but things quickly changed. So not too long after the release of Fortnite Battle Royale, there was a small little change made to the Fortnite map. With this version, as you can see, you have Tomato Town now listed, you have Dusty Depot now listed, and of course, you now have Salty Springs listed as well. Again, this is the exact same version as the previous version we just looked at, except you now have 3 more point of interests. And again, all of these are still in the game, I guess, except for Dusty, which is kind of a newish area. It's the Dusty Divot instead of Dusty Depot, but this right here, guys, is the original Fortnite map. And after this, things really changed and the flow of the game changed along with it. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the second version of the map. I like to call this version the Tilted Towers map update because Tilted Towers really changed the game. All right, so when you look at this version of the map, obviously a lot more is going on, right? The original version of the map only had 10 points of interest, and of course, right after that, they added in Dusty, Salty Springs, and Tomato Town, where they at least added on the map, and now we have 6 more with this update, putting that to 19, so almost double what the original version had. So with this new update, we had Junk Junction, Haunted Hills, Snobby Shores, Tilted Towers, Shifty Shafts, and I know that Lucky Landing wasn't there right away, but it was added in a little bit after, so I'm kind of throwing it in with this version of the map. And then of course you had other areas that aren't listed on the map as well, but they are still new areas that are kind of added in. You know, some of these areas are bigger than, Salty Springs or Dusty Depot, yet they are not listed on the map. And then of course, as you guys can see, Moisty Mire was kind of expanded. Moisty Mire wasn't that big originally, and then with this update, they kind of made it bigger, and so it kind of consumed that entire corner of the map. So with this version of the map right here, there were a lot of complaints that there was just too much going on the map, and places like Junk Junction, Haunted Hills, Snobby Shores, Lucky Landing, even a place like Shifty Shafts really wasn't that big of an issue because people still love to go to the original places like Pleasant Park, Greasy Grove, or Retail Row, or even Anarchy Acres or Fatal Fields, that were still popular spots. The big issue was Tilted Towers, and Tilted Towers pretty much just consumed everybody, right? Because Tilted was such a great spot for loot, and if you were able to get out of Tilted Towers alive, you were set. You had all the guns you needed, you had ammo, you had tons of resources, and of course, you can get tons of kills going to Tilted Towers, but the problem was just too many people were landing there, and it would be sometimes 30–40% of the player base would be going to Tilted Towers, and the rest of the map was empty. So when you have so many players going to Tilted Towers, you also have so many players dying in a short period of time, and that was really the big problem, okay? When you have, only, 60–70% of the players spread out across the entire map, and you have 30% or 40% all in one spot, a large portion of the players are going to die, instantly, and there are so many times where the storm reaches that first circle, and you only have 30 players left, 25, 20 players left in that massive circle, and then the game just slows right down. That was the biggest problem with this version of the map, and a lot of people wanted Tilted Towers gone. Now, with that being said, a lot of people loved Tilted Towers at the same time, so it was kind of a tough thing to do. You can't just take away something that is so popular in the game and also so hated at the same time. Like, it was a tough thing to do. Now, they did kind of make some slight modifications to Tilted Towers with the next map, but it wasn't anything all that major. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the current version of the map, and you will really see how much has changed since the original version. So here we are, guys, the current version of the map that we have right now. So the red circles are the changes that were added in with the Tilted Towers update, and then the blue circles are the changes made when the current or season 4 map was released, okay? And also, one thing I do want to mention is I know that there are, a couple of cabins that were added in around the map, and I'm not including those because those are too small. We're only going over kind of the major changes. And also, I do not have the meteor spots or craters on this map because a lot of them are in the middle of nowhere. I know, one hit Tilted Towers and one is in the middle of the prison, but for the most part, they're pretty random and pretty much, in the middle of nowhere. So the first big thing, of course, is Dusty Divot. So Dusty Depot is no more, and of course, the factories that were right beside Dusty Depot are also no more as well. Now we have a huge hole in the ground, and of course, you have all of that loot in the center of the crater. Next up, we have Risky Reels, which is just north of Wailing Woods. Then you have the superhero mansion that is right behind the barn on the very edge of the map. You have a new area within Moisty Mires, kind of like a film set location, and then you have a kind of secret superhero hidden layer within a mountain that is right near Snobby Shore. So not too many major changes. Now, of course, the big change that really affected the game was, of course, Dusty Divot. That really changed things up because prior to that, that entire area was pretty sketchy because it was a lot of open area, and that kind of solved that entire problem. So with this version of the map right here, not much really changed. Again, besides Dusty Divot, not much changed. I'm glad they added into place into Moisty Mire because Moisty Mire was a little bit too big and there really wasn't much going on over there. And besides that, you have the superhero mansion and the secret layer within the mountain, which is pretty awesome, really cool, but really, again, not much is going on here. It was mainly that Tilted Towers update that really added in a lot, because all these red circles used to be just empty, right? There used to be nothing there, and it's crazy when you take this version of the map we have right here today and you compare it to the original version, okay? The version that didn't have Tomato Town, Dusty Depot, and Salty Springs. It was a pretty bare map with not a lot going on, which again, it can be a bad thing, it can be a good thing, but it's interesting to see how much things have changed over time. And like I said, I guarantee you a lot more is coming, if not a brand new map. So here we are, guys, the end of the video. Now I want to talk about the best version of the map that we've had so far. So to quickly sum up the three, the original version of the map was good. The game flowed pretty nicely, except you had a lot of open areas, too many open areas. Then you had the Tilted Towers version, which solved a lot of those open areas. You have a lot of new points of interest on the map, but the Tilted Towers really slowed down the match. And now you have the current version, which has changed up the map, added even more areas, and it did solve the whole problem at Dusty Depot, that area being a huge death trap. So out of all the versions we have right now, my favorite is definitely the original version. I loved that. I loved the way the game flowed. My second favorite is the version we have right now, and my least favorite would have to be the Tilted Towers version. So that's just my opinion. Let me guys know right now in the comment section below what you guys think is the best version of the map we've had so far here in Fortnite. And besides that, guys, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe for more Fortnite videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.